the blood spatter lab, the first part, you are going to be making standards or references so that when I give you an unknown, you can identify using those standards. And you'll also do some measurements. So there's several parts. The kit I gave you has various things in it, so I'm just going to take everything out. So you have a board that you're going to be putting your sheets on. It also has a gold line, and when we do the angle, that'll be the top of the paper. I'll go over that just so they're all at the same height, so we'll use that. You have a tape measure to help us on the height from the paper. You also have a guide string so that you can drop at the same height. You have blood that's synthetic. It has some micro pipettes with very fine tips. Lots of paper. If you do need more, it's just copy paper cut in half. Okay. And then you have a protractor, so when we start doing the angle of impact, that will help you set your board. And some newspaper to cover your area. Some of this you will have to do on the floor because when you get to 80, 100, and 120 centimeters, on the table is going to be a little difficult. And then also you'll need some tape and then a couple of heavy things when we get to that part to kind of secure the board on both sides. We don't need that for part one. So for this part, we're going to take our board, put it on the newspaper, and then take my half sheet. So for part one is a free fall single drop. So you're going to have 6 pieces of paper for this one part. On each piece of paper, you're going to put 5 individual single drops. So when I'm done, what I want it to look like is this. And you notice how I labeled it, single drops part 1, and I put the height. The height is very important because you're going to be making a sheet for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 120. And that's all centimeters. And that's what we're going to use our tape for. So let me do the first one for you. Now I'm going to use a couple of ring stands with a string. I would find someone at home that can help you to hold the guide string. But since I don't have anyone here, I'm just going to use the ring stand. And what I did is I tied my string between the two. You can probably do that for most of them. But if you want to have someone hold, so it's just basically this string, you can just have someone hold the string for you above the paper. So I'm going to do my first one. Now on this tape measure, okay, this metal part is going to stand up on the paper. Don't let it bend over because you're losing then a centimeter. So I'm going to measure up 20 centimeters. So this one would be right about there. So I need to lower this. So that is why if you have someone helping you, you can hold this and they can adjust the string accordingly. And just make sure they're holding it level. Then I'm going to get my synthetic blood. And I would use 1 micropipette for each of the different parts. So when I'm done with part 1 doing my 6 sheets, I'm going to throw this away. Just kind of empty out anything that's left inside here. So this has been sitting a while. Just make sure the cap's on tight and shake it very well. Okay, so I'm going to shake it. Then take the cap off. And make sure you put this somewhere where it's not going to spill. Now, for drawing this up, if I let go of the bulb, okay, it's all going to go, if I just let go of it, it's all going to go up in the bulb. And then when I squeeze it out, it's going to have some air bubbles, and then it's not going to have complete solid drops, which I want. So I'm going to keep pressure on the bulb, okay? So I'm going to draw this up, and I'm going to keep pressure. Then when I go over, then I can draw. Okay, so I'm keeping pressure. So someone's holding the string. So I'm going to put my tip at the string level, and now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? That one I probably could have gone on the paper a little bit better. So if I messed up, I'll just go right here, and I'll put my other one. So I have 5 complete drops. And then I'll just empty, okay, until I get ready to set up. I'm going to put that out of the way. If you feel more comfortable to put the lid back on, you can go ahead and do that. So if I did not label before I put the drops on, I'm going to do that now. So I'm done with my first, so I'm going to sit that out of the way to let it completely dry. Then I'm going to go on to my second. I'll do the same setup. This time I'm going to measure and hold my string. Now I'm going to go up to 40. So 40 would be right about there, 40 centimeters, so about this height. Okay. So if I need to, I would move my string up. Now you'll notice this is where I'm going to probably have to start getting close to having someone hold it for me. Okay. And they can just kind of stand in front of you and hold the string. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to put 5 individual drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on that, I'm going to do single drops, part 1, 40 centimeters. And that's my second page. So when I'm done with part 1 again, I'm going to have 6 sheets. Each sheet will have 5 single drops.